This is great. I hope everyone, is all right. I never like to start comedy shows by asking, "Are you well?" Because one time, a woman who sat just in front of me, she answered honestly. I said, "Are you well?" She said, "No, I have a yeast infection." And then I said, "Try using yogurt," which isn't great advice. If anyone's a doctor, you know that that's not your first option, all right? But we've all been there, desperate, on a train ride through Europe after a heated night with Michel. We've all been there. So I just kind of made it worse. I'm not great at answering questions off the cuff, giving life advice, not the best. I've had a lot of practice answering this one question, because wherever I go, especially outside of Norway, when people see my name, Pernille Haaland, oh my God, they get excited. Let's be honest. Guys get excited because they're like, "Oh, Pernille Haaland, wait. Are you related to the footballer Erling Braut Haaland?" You don't know who that is. You are my crowd. It means we don't watch football. Basically, he's this famous Norwegian footballer and he plays for Slytherin. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one, okay? Very creepy looking dude, okay? And so wherever I go, people, they ask me, "Pernille Haaland, are you related?" And I've never checked, okay? We are technically from the same rural area in Norway. 500 live there, half of them cows. And we're both blonde, and we've both scored a lot, which is a cheap joke, but so am I. And I don't want to live in this famous footballer's shadow, but it's unavoidable. He's like 60 feet tall. So what I've started doing now is having some fun with that question. When people ask, I say, "Not related, just divorced." Which is the dream. My future goal. Okay, right? So here's the thing. I always have to address my name wherever I go now, thanks to this schmuck, okay? Because people come up to me after shows and they're like, "You didn't even mention him? You didn't even talk about football. You didn't even mention the Premier League." And to those audience members, if anyone's disappointed, well, my answer's always the same. Oh, no refund. So I don't talk enough about men with balls, all right? And it's because I'm too busy tackling them offside, all right? I've run out of red cards, and the game is, we're on overtime, okay? I'm tired. And especially this year has been a bit of a game changer for me. I had a bit of a big year. I recently turned 30. 5 and 35, all right. I feel like I'm in my prime, according to my Amazon delivery, all right? It's nice having survived my 20s, I traveled to find myself, which, let's face it, it's unnecessary. I was here all along. There was no need to visit Sandnes, we've all, no need. And I like my 30s for this reason as well. It's just nice having a frontal cortex fully developed. Yeah. Helpful to make sensible life choices. Like, I always say no to attending a baby shower. I say no to drugs unless at a baby shower. And just as I've arrived here in my prime, my body, I'm not going to lie, it's decided to call it a day, all right? My body has decided to start aging, all right? And I knew it was going to happen. It's natural. It's the natural progression of things. And I've seen old people, all right? I have a grandmother, but in my mind, she's always been that way. She was born old, I don't remember her having real teeth, But then I went to visit her in Norway and she showed me pictures of herself from her younger days. Now, this was a different time. This was BC, before COVID, And honestly, she looked totally different. She didn't hunch, she didn't have a cane, she didn't bite. And I looked at the photos of my Nana and I looked at her in real life and I was like, "Nana, what happened to you?" And then she replied, "Oh, Pernille, what has happened is staying alive." Terrifying ladies. So that's going to happen if you stay alive, you're going to age. And I'm getting subtle hints. They're not even subtle, they're hints. They're just it's evidence, all right? I used to be able to open my iPhone using face recognition. I can't do that anymore. I can open my mother's phone, sure. Doesn't help me. I was looking at my wardrobe the other day, and that's a photo album of everyone I've tried to be, you know, it's just photo album of every breakup, breakdown, break in. And that's what I like to call wearing skinny jeans, okay? They don't fit, but it's like memorabilia from a time when I had a thigh gap, and I could feel the wind of hope and dreams bless my day. And sure, I should throw them away, but it's like giving up hope. You know, one day they will fit. Yeah, no, it's true. You know, and I have to get used to the sad day when I can't use the word tits, my favourite word in the whole world. But now I have to be able to, like, I just have to be honest and call this situation for what it is. Breasts, okay? Weighed down by responsibility. I used to have perky tits, ready to go, ready to eyeball you at the slightest touch, slightest breeze from my thigh gap. Now they are asleep, all right? You need to get to know them, make them feel special, ask them how their day was. All right, this one might perk up, that one is in a coma. And also, like, in my 30s, as I've, you know, you reach some sort of financial stability, I bought property, humble brag, ha ha ha. It's a car parking space, it's nothing, it's a shed. But anyways, I have it, it's mine. Or it's like the day I bought some property, both of my tits had a conversation. They were like, well, she's doing all right. She doesn't need a man, so they gave up, okay? That was the day. And also, how am I rewarded for, like, reaching this kind of era of independence and financial stability? Oh, I know. My body has decided to go all alpha, all right? I have started sprouting out black hairs everywhere, and especially around my tits. Right? Little eyebrows, just... All right, you look a bit worried, sir. Don't look, I'm not weird. I pluck them out, okay? I pluck them out one by one. And I put them in a jar next to my nightstand. I don't want them on me, but with me as a measure of my success, sure. I have black hairs sprouting everywhere, and especially across my tits, because I went to the gynecologist because I wanted to be touched. But also, I had to have this checkup, and I went to the gynecologist, and she did this ultrasound, and oh my God, they can see everything. Like, and she saw that I had something very fancy. I had these cysts decorating my ovaries. Ooh, and my gynecologist said, "Oh, Pernille, it looks like you have PCOS." And I was like, "Correction, I use a MacBook Pro." Now, PCOS, if you don't know what that is, lads, it is basically, it stands for polycystic ovary syndrome, and it's a hormonal imbalance where you have too much testosterone, big dick energy, all right? And after a blood test, it turns out I don't have PCOS, I just have PCO, which I think means my vagina has politically correct opinions. Yes, down here very woke, up here racist, but down here cannot see colour, cannot see gender, cannot see, you know? So I have these cysts on my ovaries, but on the flip side, when people say, grow some balls, I am a Haaland after all, okay? I'm fine with the fact, okay, right, sure, we're gonna age, it's gonna happen. I just hate the fact that we live in a very youth-obsessed culture where everyone is trying to stay looking young and attractive. And it's a disease. I think it's called the Kardashians. And if you don't know, like, Kardashians, I don't blame them for all of it, but I think they've normalized plastic surgery because everywhere you look, people are getting work done, all right? And you can tell when someone's had enough work done because human beings, we're not meant to have gills, which is what you look like if you've had too much work done. Just like, hi, so I've decided to stop breathing through my neck to avoid using facial muscles around my nose. But thank you so much for coming to my wedding. It's the happiest day of my life. Very deadpan. They all look Norwegian to me. You know, I don't appreciate, like, I'm not against plastic surgery. I just think it's too expensive. And I can only really afford to find my, self-worth. So, like, you know, I don't like the secrecy of it. That's the thing that really rubs me off the wrong way. You know, just like I don't like the secrecy of plastic surgery. Just the thing that you spend so much money on, and then we're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to mention it. Like my friend, she got lip fillers, didn't say anything. Right? Don't do that to your friends. Have you ever tried having a conversation with elephant lips in the room? It's jarring. Just tell your friends, because we have the before pictures. We've known you since you were 6 years old. Like, also, I'm worried about the whole plastic surgery thing. Is I feel like younger and younger people are getting work done, and I just want to go up to a 19-year-old who hates the way she looks, and I just want to give her a hug and tell her, you know, it's not going to get better. Just like a bit of a reality check, you know. One time a woman came up to me after this show and she said, "Oh, you're 35 and you're complaining. What do you know? I am 40 and my knees have wrinkles. They have wrinkles." And I was like, "Oh, have you tried using yogurt?" Like,